Now that I have the print services role installed, I'm going to go to Tools. In the Tools list, I have Print Management. If you're on a Windows 7 computer, you can also find Print Management on any client OS. So if you're using Windows 7 or Windows 10, it's always in Administrative Tools on the client machine by default, but on the server, you actually have to install the Print Services role for the Print Management utility to show up. I'm going to open that here. In Print Management, I have my local machine, RTS-DC1. What this actually gives me is every printer on this machine. So every printer I define on the server itself would actually show up in this list. For every printer, it shows me the queue status, so I can see all these printers are ready to print. I can also see how many jobs are in the print queue right now, so none of these printers have anything printing at the moment. The server name, now all these are my local printers, so they'll all say RTS-DC1, and I can also see the name of the driver. I can actually right-click any of these printers, and I can open the print queue. Now, if anything was printing, it would actually be in the print queue itself, and I could pause, I could cancel a print job, or if I just wanted to view the size of a print job, or the owner, like the person that actually sent it to the printer. This would also give me the ability to set the defaults for printing. So if I select Set Printing Defaults, if I wanted to default to landscape versus portrait, I could select that in the list. Pages per sheet. If I wanted to change the print order from front to back or back to front, I could define any of those settings here in the defaults, and they would be maintained for this printer. Perhaps the most unique thing about this tool is the ability to add additional print servers. So on the print servers itself, if I right-click that, there is an option to add remove servers. I'm going to choose that option. And I'm actually going to add my Lun-SVR1. I'm going to add that to the list. I'm going to choose OK. Now in the list, I have Lun-SVR1. Well, if I select Lun-SVR1, under that I'm going to choose printers, and this would give me a list of every printer on that Lun-SVR1. Now, at the moment, that machine has no printers on it, but I could do this for every print server in my environment. If you are on Windows 10 or Windows 7, you could go to Print Management. As long as your user account actually has the rights to manage printers, you could add every print server to this console. Then you could view every printer on your print server. Some of the other settings I can define, I can also see the ports. I'm going to look at that under my RTS-DC1 because I have quite a few settings there. So I can see all my printing ports here in the list. I also have the ability to add a printer port. So if I wanted to add a new TCP/IP port, I could simply define that here. I can view the forms that can be printed, and I can also see all the print drivers. For example, if we were to deploy a new Canon printer on the network, I could actually remotely add the print driver to any print server by having that print server in this list, selecting that print server, add driver. It'll give me a wizard that would let me browse out to the driver package, and it would now be loaded on this print server. So this gives me full print management. In the next section, we're going to take a look at the custom filters, which are very useful.